The best gift that you could give you is you. Not money, not validation, not attention from other people, but your discipline, your concentration, your efforts. And honestly, the sooner you realize this, the faster your life will change. Now, a lot of people feel empty, unmotivated, lost, not because life is unfair, but because they've given up on themselves, they've abandoned themselves. It's funny how a lot of people can show up for other people, they can do things for the people, they're reactive, they're responsive when it comes to other people, but when it comes to themselves, their objectives, their ambitions, it can wait. And I learned this the hard way, like I learned all my other lessons. Showing up for other people, I poured energy into them and they didn't pour energy back into me. It was a complete waste of time. It seems like a no-brainer, but you don't even realize that you're doing it in the moment. I was showing up at functions that I wasn't even interested in. I'd push my goals to the side just to make space for my distractions. I'd even push my growth to the side just because it felt selfish to sometimes focus on myself. And sometimes this can feel like you're being noble, can feel like you're being a good person, but well and truly, if you do this long enough, you start to be resentful. The best gift you could give to yourself is the you that shows up every single day, works hard every single day, when nobody's watching, especially when nobody's watching, because your future self is built in those moments where you stay disciplined in doing the things you know that you need to do. Most people, they live life backwards. They wait to feel ready. They wait until the time is right. They wait for motivation, which is one of the dumbest mindsets that you adopt, because each and every single time you wait, life is moving. Opportunities will pass, time will pass, and then you'll be left wondering to yourself, hang on, how did I end up here? But everybody else saw it. You saw it. Time passed on, and you never made yourself a priority. Putting yourself first isn't selfish, but it's a responsibility, because eventually, I promise you eventually, you will become a burden mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, not just to yourself, but to other people. And listen, I know that may seem harsh, but it's also very real. You've probably heard this saying 1,000 times, but you can't pour from an empty cup. And most people, when they do pour into somebody else's cups, they stay empty, not because they're pouring too much into somebody else's cup, but because they never take time to refill their own. And let's face it, we've delayed things too many times than we can count. How many times have you told yourself, I'll start this new ambition, I'll start this new dream of mine next week when the time is right? Next week passes, then a month, then a year. You're left questioning what really happened. Where did I go wrong? All it was is that you didn't prioritize that dream, you didn't prioritize that goal. You prioritized your present comfort. And I think the main shift that really worked for me was realizing that nobody was going to make me do the things that I wanted to do. You can go ahead and think people are going to do that for you. They're going to hold you accountable the way you need to be held accountable. But they won't. I'm not going to do that. No other YouTuber is going to do that. Nobody's going to physically drag you and make you accomplish your dreams. It's never going to happen. You need to stop waiting for permission to live out your life, to go chase your dreams. Stop outsourcing your responsibility. You keep looking for external motivation for an internal job. I'm not going to do that for you. No other YouTuber is going to do that for you. You need to do it for yourself. And one of the cringiest and corniest things that I've heard from people who have told me that they started prioritizing themselves is that they're cutting people off. You don't need to cut people off. You don't need to become cold. All you need to do is be aligned with your goals. When you're aligned with your goals, you show up better for yourself and you show up for the people. Sometimes that may look like being friends with less people. Sometimes that may look like cutting people off, but that is not the main focus. The main goal is to be more present, more responsible, more grounded, more reliable. But this can only happen when you stop betraying yourself behind closed doors. And a moment of honesty from me, guys, right? Doing the work repeatedly is extremely boring. It's unglamorous. It's not sexy. It's extremely boring. There are days where I go creating content and I'm bored. I enjoy interacting with you guys. I enjoy creating this digital journal for myself. But there are points in times where I'm extremely bored. I'm not going to lie. And I feel like to get good at anything in life, it is going to require a great deal of boredom. It's going to be extremely boring, repeating the same tasks over and over again. It's unrewarding, it's lonely, there's no instant dopamine hits. It's just me and the work. But these videos, they help me. They help me build self-respect, the way I speak, the way I talk, the way I present myself, the way I walk into a room. They make me make decisions because these videos act as a journal for me. They hold me accountable and that's a form of therapy for me. So all in all, this does help, and this is how I feel aligned. And another thing from me as well, when you start prioritizing yourself, a lot of people may not like it, and honestly, screw them. You'll notice it. The energy shifts, the subtle comments. You'll get comments like you're acting different, and honestly, that's only because your growth makes their stagnation feel uncomfortable. And honestly, if they do have a problem with you, that's their problem and not yours. Now, a question that I wanted to ask you guys just before I wrap up this video is, if you were to be friends with someone and they treated you the exact same way you treated yourself, would you be friends with them? Would you respect them? Would you believe what they say? Would you trust them? If the answer is no, you know exactly what you need to work on. So having said all of that, protect your time, protect your energy, protect your focus. You don't need some dramatic change overnight. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. You don't need any of that. All you need is momentum. Do the small things, do them well, do them over the course of a year, and you will be surprised at the person who you transform into. Because at the end of the day, nobody lives with the consequences of your choices more than you do. So one day you're going to look back and either thank yourself or wish you started taking yourself seriously sooner. So if you take anything away from this, the best gift that you could give you is becoming the person you've always wanted to become. Not for validation, not for the world, but for you. You are the main character in your own story after all. If you guys made it to the end of this video, good for you. Thanks and appreciation, of course, for sticking it out. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Share it to a friend who you think may need to hear this message. If you guys want to join a community full of like-minded people on the path of self-development, I'll leave a link down below in the description, as well as the comment section as well. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care of yourselves, and God bless.